Hamza has brainwashed me. And I kind of knew, but I didn't know the extent of it until very recently. So, I was watching a video on how Hamza grew to his fame, right? Because obviously I would love to grow like he did, right? Because I was no way he just got like 1 million subscribers in like a year. So I was like, okay, how did he do it? So I watched this video, and it was this girl. She was talking about all the stuff that he did. You know, you talk about controversial things, like in like a cult. Or he's created like a cult-like following, right? So it's not like a bunch of people watching 10 seconds of his videos. Like it's a ton of people watching through the entire video, and like and she said something about like, okay, yeah, so in cults they alienate the people who think it's wrong. So like if you object against his opinion, or you object against what he's like preaching, then he like tells you like, oh, you are not one of us, type of thing. But she was talking about how Hamza told people to make a self-improvement YouTube channel, and how it would help them. How, yeah. And then she was like, sounds like a stupid idea when people could just watch the real Hamza instead of watching me. Because these smaller YouTubers are just giving Hamza more fame. But they wouldn't get much fame, because why would people watch them when they can just watch Hamza? And I know she's wrong, right? I know, obviously she's not like wrong, but like, I know she doesn't understand, because making these videos makes me understand my own self-improvement lessons better, because teaching other people will help you learn, and it may help someone, like getting a wider reach. We want more men on self-improvement, right? So we can have more people to like, more successful, more nice, more like, people trying to improve themselves, so we can have more friends. But I realized how like mindlessly I would just jump on his advice. Like, I think it's probably, I don't know how much of this it would be for other people, but I feel like whenever he said something, he'd be like, oh, this is good. 90% of the time I'm like, oh, he says it's good? Okay, sweet, I'll do it then. Because it's just, I don't know, something about the way he talks, man. It feels like I didn't think of it as brainwashing until just then, because I felt like I'd never heard anyone talk about that idea that way, right? Everyone who I've seen talk about, recording these YouTube videos, doing self-improvement YouTube, I feel like they probably all came from Hamza, right? He probably told them to make the channel, or he told everyone to make the channel, and everyone has done that. But this, like, outside view kind of gave me this insight, and she was like, kind of made me think, like, wait, should I be doing this? And it kind of stumped me for a little bit, but I know this is the right thing. I kind of went over it, kind of journaled about it for a little while, but I got to the bottom of it. Yes, this is the right thing I should be doing. Yes, it will get Hamza more fame, but it will also bring me a level of fame. And yeah, I'm kind of conflicted now, because I still will believe the things that Hamza tells me. I don't think he's a bad person by any means. He's encouraging me to improve myself, so I highly doubt he would say anything to, like, detriment my life. But yeah, I feel like it's this belief. Like, I just put so much of my, like, belief into him, right? I've dedicated, like, a lot of my life to self-improvement, and it just feels like, what if he didn't have good intentions? What if there was someone else who was doing this, but they were pushing on some random things, right? Hamza preaches meditation and exercise and making a business and stuff like that. But what if someone was doing the same thing? They were speaking the way Hamza spoke. They were preaching something that didn't work. I feel like if they were as smart as Hamza, or like they did things as smartly as he did, but with, with bad intentions, it might work, right? Luckily, I feel like, I'm not sure. Maybe if someone was not telling the truth, they wouldn't do as well as Hamza's doing right now. But I'm just thinking, like, if there was someone that good, someone who had learnt so much to get to the point where he is now, where he can literally say something and there will be like at least 100,000 people who would like religiously follow what he says. What if someone could do that, but the thing they were preaching was not good? And I guess this is the exact model of a cult. You never really know when you join a cult. They usually aren't a good thing. You kind of just religiously follow what the person says. And yeah, seems a bit of a dangerous concept. So yeah, I don't think it's a Hamza thing. I don't think it's specific to self-improvement. I think it's just the nature of a cult. Like, I'd say 100% I'm a member of this cult. But yeah, this didn't feel like a great video, but yeah, I thought it was interesting to talk about. I kind of just like untangled the thoughts in my mind. Just thinking about like cults, that's a dangerous thing, man. Usually, like, this model of growing your following is like, it can be taken the wrong way so easily, right? Some smart guy has definitely done this before, like, obviously. But yeah, it's kind of scary to think. Like, luckily, I got inducted by a good person. I'm in a good cult. But yeah, I think that's about it. Wasn't a great informational video, but it's got a good title and a good thumbnail, so it might do well. If you like how I speak, I hate doing these things, man. Like, I told myself I would never tell my viewers to subscribe and like watch the other video, but like, that's what all the YouTubers say. They're like, oh, if you want to grow, you gotta tell them. Like, I know it's annoying, but you gotta tell them. So subscribe and watch this video here because you have to improve your mental health, bro.